You know, in the days of 18 and 1, hey, you know, in the days of 18 and 1, pagan shoes is all I done. Hand me down my pegs, my pegs, my pegs, my own. In the days of 18 and 2, hey, you know, in the days of 18 and 2, hey, you know, in the days of 18 and 2, pagan shoes is all I do. Hand me down my pegs, my pegs, my pegs, my own. In the days of 18 and 3, hey, you know, in the days of 18 and 3.
Hi, welcome on me and this is live stream. I'm Remy. I'm a game developer. I have a formation in 3D modeling and programming, both in game development. I'm currently working on a crowdfunding platform, Driven, which is in a prototyping phase currently. And Driven is a feature-driven crowdfunding platform, which means that there's focus on the feature of your project. So you would add your project to the platform and propose your features to the community of Driven, and people in the community would vote and propose other features to your project, and you could invite your consumer to vote to participate in the potential of your new product. So that would be Driven. If you want to support Driven, you can go in the description below and become a Patreon. Or you can also support me for a short while by giving tips. In the description below there is a tip platform, a link to a tip platform for streamers. And I'm currently doing those live streams to get more of a niche for Driven, which would be game development. And I'm creating a game and hoping that viewers would be interested in participating into my game dev development, and I'm looking for anyone who wants to learn any position in game development. So give me a shout. You can join the Discord below in the description too, and we will work together. As an exchange of your work, I will be giving free teachings on the live streams. If you ask in the chat, I can give you tailored teachings, tailored lesson. If you want one-on-one lessons, you can become a Patreon, and I will be answering on Discord or any other platform that you prefer. So today I'm going to talk about the key unique key elements. I don't remember the name already. Where is it? I was doing the game documentation. It's the first link in the description, and I did a push today with a lot of the GDD done. Most of the GDD done. There are still a bit of touch here and there, but I think I will keep it that way for the week at least until the next weekend, because I want to start the game and at least having something to work on and doing script with you, so on. Okay, so is it game getting started? Yes, it is getting started. So I have in my getting started. Don't worry. I know I'm not on my full screen yet. As usual, I forget about it, but I will not this time. Define your scope. Okay, so I did a little bit of documentation for you. I put in what we discussed last Friday, and now so I did put in a bit of what we were talking about. So I put in there how to define your scope. We said the smallest steps, and later on from the smallest steps we will grow, like from the GDD draft here. You will grow from there, from the smallest of the smallest step. So the generating idea, as usual, I put the sleep state, and a bit of I added metrics that I just found out. Is that when I used it for the past 12 months or so, or maybe more, years, I've been doing the meditations to get new ideas, more better ideas. And the meditation is, if you don't know, it's the REM sleep meditation, like a transition state between wakefulness and sleep. There are studies, as I show in this link, that a lot of studies shows that it helps having ideas. It helps having some kind of aha moment and those kind of ideas. So I did this meditation. I was, as I said, I think I see it in this live stream in this link. I was narcoleptic, so I experienced it a lot without me forcing it. And when I lost weight, I stopped having sleep apnea, and I stopped being narcoleptic. But I was informed on the subject now about the REM sleep state where you gain new ideas, and then I started doing meditations to keep being in that state. And I noticed lately I was doing it, but I didn't have good idea related to what I was working on. So it was bothering me. So I tried other thing. I tried different things, but I got it right away. I didn't try much things. I noticed that when I think about what I want to generate idea around, it helps a lot. I was trying to find mechanics for our games, and I was a bit deceived because I found ideas, but they were when I fell asleep, I dreamt about other things like my game. So I started to fall asleep and thinking, putting myself into my game character, and then a new idea about the game started to sprout in my head, in my brain. So that's a new tricks that I found to tailor your meditation on the subject you want to have ideas about. So it won't come. I want to repeat this as the story of Mendeleev says. It's not a dollar for a dream. He didn't say those words, but it's relatable. It's not like you do a meditation and you have an idea. It's more like a state you put yourself in, and you need to try to be in that state as much as possible, and eventually an idea pops. It usually in the dream state, but sometimes it can be while you walk or while you are going away from the issue. That can happen a lot in programming. Letting go of the issue, you stop trying to solve it, and you go for a walk, you go watch a movie, and then you get the solution. So that's it for the introduction today. The subject of this live stream now is the unique selling point, and this was generated by an AI. I think it's Copilot. So I read it and I think, okay, it's. I will try to see each point if they apply, and as I go, I add what seems to work and remove what doesn't. So while doing so, I noticed that okay, he says things like identify what sets your game apart, its mechanics, art style, story, and I was like, no, not art style, not story. And I was watching a guy, like the guy who made choo choo cars. He has a YouTube now, and he gives tips and tricks. And he said, don't make your key selling point the art style, the story. And I agree. And I have a good reason that he didn't give. I think it comes from me, the reason I will give you, and I wrote it above. It's that the video games are, I think you talked about it, but I'm not sure. But video games are interaction based. That means that it's not like a book, it's not like a movie. The main point that people would buy your game is because of the mechanics, the interaction. It can be like the rules that confirm the contradictions that confirms the rule. Like it can happen at a game It's just beautiful. It's just has a just nice graphic, and that sells the game. But preferably, you would want it to be the mechanics. It would be very hard to be something else. It like if it's the graphics, you have a competition like you can imagine. You can't imagine. Triple A's are hiring people just to know what can prep people into buying their game, and they are specialists who studies this all day long by doing statistics and things that you don't have the time to do. And graphics, you might not have the computer. It can happen. You could do like a really new kind of pixel art. Sometimes they mix it. They make that the gameplay and the graphics is the thing that sells the game. You can do that, but for the exercise, put the graphics and the story, the lore, put it second. For the demo, for the first version, the alpha, put it aside and focus on the main mechanics, the first one. Focus on it and make it unique, because that's why people buy a game. It's for the mechanics. Any genre, any type of game, it's often the mechanics, except like walking simulator, and they don't sell well. They don't have the attention that the other genre have, and it's really hard. So Idol Slayer and Low 10, and I was doing what I said above. So what I propose is that first you list the game that you like. I stopped there because I told myself I should stop there and do this live in the live stream. So what I like for myself, I will do the exercise, clean up this file later on. So I will mark it as in progress, like in progress in big title. That way, you know that it is not cleaned up. I can push it if I want to. So section in progress. I will the Idols layer. That video is the top games in Idol, so I will check with you later. But here I would put like what I like in video game. What I like. So I put above the what I can do, what you can list in there. So yeah, I put game, books, and movies. What I like and that I can bring to this game. I like in Final Fantasy 6 and other, the theme, the characters. I can do the my usual formatting, text formatting. So what I like is each team member this is one thing I would like to bring. Team members are unique, and what else? I like the music. I like you understand the principle now. What you would do is try to at least bring what you like. It doesn't mean that would be in the game. It's just like an exercise to know if you like you have the time to add them, and you have a blank in your development schedule. So music, what else? I think that would be for it. So I will pause it, and then final else. I like in the book, in the Musashi book made by it's a novel, historic novel. It's not real. It's like a fiction novel, a semi-historic fiction novel by about Musashi. I like that when there are often I will look for the author that way in the name. It might be like some kind of cliche or something in literature. Musashi novel. It's Eiji Yoshikawa. If you want to know the real story, I wouldn't suggest this book. If you want to know the real story, I would suggest another book. This one. It has everything. I have it. It's a big book. A place where Musashi been. Things that might be wrong in the book. I think it talks about the novel. It says what is wrong about Eiji Yoshikawa novel. There's a lot of things that Eiji cannot know about Musashi, and he invented. But just a little note. I don't. I won't put the name of the book. Maybe. Let's see. What is the name of the book? It's not that. He named it Musashi. In French, it has another name. So, in this novel, what I like is that sometimes they are is speaking to the main one. Like you have a scene that is starting, and then the character is encountering another one, like the main character that is in the scene, because you don't follow only Musashi, you follow other characters, and then they are in the main, like the main character in that chapter. It follows this character, which it might not be Musashi, it might be a friend of Musashi, and then there's someone speaking to this friend, and you don't know who it is, and eventually in the book, in the story, it says that it is this guy, and it's like a surprise, like it is always a surprise, like the like who it shouldn't be, or who shouldn't say that, and is like you are reading and you say, I don't know who it is, but he's saying things interesting, and then it's someone that shouldn't have said that, or shouldn't. It's surprising in some kind of way. So I would say, like, in game it would be not easy to do, but there are ways, like costume, like it's not the character is wearing a different clothes and you see his face later on, or there are many ways to do this. Hidden character scene, hidden character and dialogue. So what else? I noticed that I watched a bit more video about the top selling games, indie games, by Chris Zukowski, and he said that auto battler are good sellers, and auto battlers fit with the genre I am going with. It fits very well with clickers and idlers. So what I like in games, movies, book. What else? I can be what I like in games, like I like um, I like Paper Please, but maybe it won't fit in. There is some kind of clicking and idling things, but I don't know if it's clicker idler. Let's see. What genre is Paper Please? Paper please, paper please, paper please. It brings me to my wish list. Richard. Okay. Paper please. Paper. Paper please. There is a short film. Okay. It's political simulation, single player puzzle. It should have his own tag, I guess. It's very unique kind of gameplay, and if you would want a similar kind of game, it would be difficult finding it in those tags. Indie political simulation, single player point and click, pixel graphics, dystopian multiple endings, puzzle, story rich, retro, atmospheric, 2D addictive, great soundtrack, strategy, replay value, casual, difficult, adventure. There are none that fits this description. Maybe multiple endings, but that's not even close. Should be like not a managing game, but like I would call it. How do we say? like a construction line. It's not a construction line, it's a production line. It should be called production line games. It really should be. Oh, there is the cabin horror game that is a production line game. The cabin horror fabric we saw in one of the episodes, in the live episodes. So Paper Please, I would say it should have a new tag, and it should have this tag in Steam. I don't know if we can propose tags. There was a time. There was a time where we could propose things to Steam. Let's continue. I have some kind of is it on my Twitch? Don't know. I have like a fake chat about someone is chatting and just want to remove it if I can. Between our manager, streamer manager. Yeah, little. What's that? Is putting like fake tricks. Okay, let's continue. Where were we? What other games? I like Hyperspace Drifter style. I don't know if this is the name, but Hyperlight. I like this style a lot. I think it's one of the style I prefer. I did my first pixel art and it looked a bit like this, not as nice, but it looks a bit like my own style. I really like this, but as I said, that won't be our main focus. It won't be the art. It's just to remember our roots. There is another one I like, the art style. It's a RPG made in my country, which got an award, a game award last year, and I don't remember the name. I need to go on my Discord. So Discord. if you want to join our Discord, I set a couple of roles and chat. So when you get in, you pick your role and you'll be set in one of the. You will see either of the French or English section. If it's 3D art, you will see 3D art. You can pick many or one. So let's go for the game I'm looking for. It's Sabotage Studio. And they did a really nice Sea of Star game. Sea of Star. It's really good graphic, and it's like Final Fantasy kind of, or more like Chrono Trigger. It's similar to Chrono Trigger. I really like how they made like the style of the back in the days, but better. Like the color are better, the animation are better. There are shadows like and reflections. I really liked it. There's another game I saw. I put them together because they. Then another game, so I don't know the name, so I will do a wild kung fu move, Google fu move. New 3D RPG. I think it's this one. It reminds me of Xenogears. If it is this one or this one. Maybe Dragon Quest. Sorry for that. Maybe it's Dragon Quest, maybe not. I don't think. I think it was better, even better than that. The look was even better. Yeah, it's more like this. Octopath Traveler. Yeah, I think it's this one. Oh, they remade. Cool. They always remade it in 2D. Live Alive. Cool. Looks cool. I like the pixel art 3D. I think I will go for something like that. Pixel art 3D. I want to go for the first Octopath Traveler. Yeah, that's what I want to aim for. Something like that. If I have the time to put in, probably not. Oh, wrong file. I think it's off. maybe the mechanics we are aiming for. What do I like before going further? Idler, battler, auto battler, idler, RPG. I like to build and craft. There will be craft element, any crafting game. This will be part of my mechanics, because I want to put I want the hero to be like a robotnik expedition or expert. I would say magician with the world. I want to put it in. Okay. So I was watching this one, and it's like a top games, idle games, and I have a couple of other top idle games. We'll close this. Go there. Open the other. Where are they? No. What? Doesn't work. Go on. Maybe it's.
In this video, we'll have a look at a bunch.
It's loud. Loud. Yeah, I will put back the link in my code because it's broken. Oh, I didn't copy it correctly.
When you think idle games, you
This was curious about the. It's gone. Let's go.
When you think idle games, you probably think of mobile games. But there's another community out there lost like a tribe of islanders in the Pacific who like idle games too. PC idle gamers. PC is the king after all, right? So of course we need to include our brothers and sisters on their computers. Therefore, I bring to you today the best idle games for PC. Number 5. Idle Slayer. Idle Slayer is a retro pixel art themed idle game. The game focuses on.
So this step is to check the idle games and the genre you want to do, the top one across years, and take a note what you want to add in, because this is safe mechanics. You have to put in you need to fit the genre. So check at, like, let's say we say there is something in there, I will stop and comment.
On giving you a light start with simple mechanics, but it slowly starts adding new gameplay styles and features. You start from nothing, jump to get a few coins, and upgrade your gear. Then
upgrade your gears. This is interesting. So I took note. I think if I remember, great idle game, great update, gear update.
Earn 300 plus in-game achievements, unlock an ascension system with big skill.
Big skill tree. This is important, I think. There are some idler that I've seen many idler having those kind of trees, so of course. And crafting, it goes well with crafting too, and anything skill related.
Skill trees, and 6 zones and maps with different
6 zone and maps, but I'm not sure. I don't like zones and I don't like maps. I like open world, but for the sake of doing something short, I would have like one zone, one level kind of.
enemies. Decisions are important because they can slow down or speed up your gameplay, so you'll have to choose wisely. Number 4. Luton. Luton is a
Luton, what? I put you.
idle game that allows you to create teams of up to 3 and send them off to clear
Creating teams, I put it in and it fits with my liking of Final Fantasy characters. There is a lot of characters and they have unique abilities.
clear dungeons for you while you equip, salvage, or upgrade the items they find. Luton offers 4 core classes to choose from, each with a custom set
4
of skills and 3
classes.
ascendancy classes to upgrade into.
And at these classes,
There are a total of 28 default skills and 28 cooldown skills available.
28 skills, cooldown skills and default skills.
With each skill having 8 different passives to choose from. This allows for a wide variety of builds. In addition, each class and ascendancy class offers a total of 25 passives to choose.
The mix of skills you put in the character creates different builds. It's not something that I precisely like. Maybe because it wasn't. It's always not done to my liking, and I could be good to make one that I would love to. Like I don't like in Baldur's Gate to have a good build. Baldur's Gate 3. You need to know the game a lot, and you can't like go back and. Of course, it's good that you can go back. It's just like your build could be like really bad, really bad because you didn't pick the right thing, and there is a lot in Baldur's Gate that you need to know to pick the right thing. So I often watch people giving tips. It's not a bad thing, but maybe I can find a way to avoid that.
Choose from, so if that interests you, give it a shot. Number 3. NGU Idle. NGU Idle is a free-to-play idle game that's full of weird...
I will write it, not to forget. Things with very bad builds. I also don't like roguelike. Like to be for me. Like often the auto battler. What I don't like is that you lose some characters that you build. They are like auto battler, roguelike auto battler. When you lose the characters, I don't like this. I can play some games that are like that, but it's not my kind of game. There was one that I could play It's not an auto battler. It's this war of mine. This war of mine. You can lose your character, and you can't really create them much. I don't like this, but I played this game a lot. It was the only game I could play that didn't let me create my character. So you have a couple of people, different kind of people surviving post-apocalyptic situation together in a house, and they fight the cold, and you have like precise character already that made character, and then if you don't take care they can die, and they die very fast and very easily. It was unique to this game. I can endure this kind of the game needs to be good, because it wouldn't be as good if maybe it wouldn't be as good if I could customize my character, or I don't think. I think I would like it as much. But the fact that they die, I think it gives a charm that I don't usually like. Okay, so next game.
Humor, tons of... Give it a shot. Number 3, NGU Idle. NGU Idle is a free-to-play idle game that's full of weird humor, tons of upgrades, and hundreds of hours of content. You'll experience the joy of numbers going up. The developer describes the gameplay as a metric buttload of upgrades. Even your upgrades have
I don't
upgrades.
like
Unfold
this.
features the farther you progress, and fight weird bosses like a flock of Canadian geese or a giant ice cream sundae. The game maintains a mature rating just for the sake of safety, but a few cartoonish depictions of butts never hurt anyone.
I'm humoristic, but I could add things humoristic to my game, but I don't like that it's the main focus. I like that it's a second thing.
I hope. Number 2, Melvor Idle. Inspired by RuneScape, Melvor Idle takes the core of what makes an adventure game so addictive and strips it down to its purest form. This is a feature-rich incremental game combining a distinctly familiar feel with a fresh gameplay experience. In addition
I don't like visual games, like not visual, like UI only games.
Skills to level up, there's offline progression, cloud save compatibility, an integrated bank and inventory system, and more. And thanks to its regular updates, the adventure continues to grow all the time. Number 1, Trimps. Trimps has been around as a web game since 2015 and still receives multiple updates per year that add new content. The game has been developed since the beginning by one person, but with the help of an active and healthy community on Reddit and Discord, there's never any shortage of suggestions and ideas to implement. Trimps has always had a web version without a cash shop and has never been balanced around expecting anyone to buy premium currency, or bones. You'll earn more than enough bones through normal play to purchase.
The year is 2002.
Let's look at other top idler. We will look the clicker and the auto battler.
Get ready to clock up hours of play
This is a
with 10
clicker.
of the best idle games. Not all games require your full attention. In fact, some of them don't need any. If you're not already familiar with the world of idle games, the concept might seem weird. Well, once you check in that second day and start seeing the numbers grow and rewards piling in, you'll realize why they're totally addictive. You can play them while you wait for another game to load. You can play them to pass time at work when you're feeling lazy. I'm playing one right now. But don't tell Matt or Louise.
Can I help you?
So if you're ready to join the patient world of idle games, or find a new way to rack up hours worker and squeeze those lemons to earn a few
This is a
cents,
clicker.
then save up those to start selling more, expanding your business till your sweet delicious lemonade becomes sweet delicious global domination.
My brother
let's
plays
backtrack
this
a little.
game.
In Adventure Capitalist, you've got to spend virtual money to make virtual money. So
I
you
don't
set up
like
very
UI game. It's only UI.
I can't help but sit and watch those numbers grow. Aw, look at them. Once you've graduated from newspaper delivery to oil tycoon, the money-making just continues. Next stop, the moon. Seriously, you can industrialize the moon.
I know who you are, mate. Yeah.
Related dungeons as you fight your way through Grim Clicker. This idle game is unique in its extensive skill tree, which allows you to fling magic at skeletons, become super speedy.
I don't like things that are in line. There are either that are avoid this.
Forager. Your little blob works
Like
night and
this
day.
one, I guess.
Unlike most idle games,
This one,
there's actually quite a lot to keep you busy in Forager. Your little blob works night and day, keeping energized with berries to turn your small island into an industrial superpower. You're in control, collecting resources and building new machines to turn your berry picking into
Yeah,
farming,
this one
rock
will
smashing
look
into
more
smelting,
like
and general knowledge
adventure. Capitalist, no. What
into
was the
magic,
name?
building new machines, berries to actually quite a lot.
You didn't cut it Foragers. Forager. This one I like. It would probably look more like this. Zero Forager. I put all my chats in one box so I can chat in Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So if you are there, I will see it. There's a guy, there's a bot that put some publicity in my chat, but I can only block him. Okay, so I will add this video to Forager. Okay, what is looking good on Forager that I can
Like most
put?
idle games, there's actually quite a lot to keep you busy in Forager. Your little blob works night and day, keeping energized with berries to turn your small island into an industrial superpower. You're in control, collecting resources and building new machines to turn your berry picking into farming, rock smashing into smelting, and general knowledge into magic. There's an ever-growing skill tree which grants more and more structures to build, and that's when things get a little more idle. As you set up rows of windmills, furnaces, and factories, you can sit back and let them produce the valuable building blocks you need. But if your fingers are itching to click on some more trees, you can unlock other islands and continue expansion without stopping for a break. My second island had cute turnips on it, and they cried when I hit them. So be warned, dangers are out there. It may be set in the Forgotten Realms.
There is not much. I think it has everything that I already want to add. No, not everything, but like it's more like it's not a fixed camera, but that it's not really a problem. I can fix camera. It's not really a problem. Like a lot from this idler.
But Idle Champions takes a lot less active dedication than your regular Dungeons & Dragons session. You'll still be playing for a lot longer than you planned in a single setting, but it won't be through constant management. Like the name and this entire list suggests,
this is an auto-battler thing.
But it won't be set in the Forgotten Realms, but Idle Champions takes a lot less active dedication.
Okay, they named it Idle Champion, but it is an auto-battler. We'll see later auto-battlers.
You'll still be playing for a lot longer than you planned in a single setting, but it won't be through constant management. Like the name and this entire list suggests, you can leave this RPG running in the background, letting your heroes battle it out until death. But it's less dramatic than it sounds. They just start at the previous level to get stronger. No one's ripping up your character sheet here. Just like your regular campaign, all the combat is...
I will have some kind of auto-battling with all the character I want to put in, and it's like a RPG kind of game. So auto battler are like it might not, there's only reason why it's not really like an auto battler. This one, it's that you don't place your character. Usually in auto battler you have like a chess board, like a floor. Then you can put your character at specific places. You have a team, you pick your team, which seems to be...
Heroes battle it out until death, but it's less dramatic than it sounds. They just start at the previous level to get stronger. No one's ripping up your character sheet here. Just like your regular campaign, all the combat is structured around exploration and a story. So you're not just hacking and slashing for the hell of it. But yes, all you barbarians, there is a lot of the aforementioned slashing. You can join the fight by clicking on enemies to attack, but you'll soon realize it's much more satisfying coming back every few hours to billions of gold coins to spend as you wish. Look mum, I'm rich. Pretend rich. Shooters, they're all about timing, precision, the satisfaction of pulling a trigger and watching something pop.
Interesting.
Except time clickers, where the first thing you're going to want to do is turn on auto fire mode and just watch brightly coloured boxes pop as you upgrade all the guns and hire a team of bots to help you not shoot the boxes. Suddenly, pulling the trigger is the least of your worries as you upgrade their weapons, your own automatic one, and engage new modes to progress through the waves. In a genre where not playing the game is a hallmark of just how good it is to play, time clickers is the perfect desktop distraction to check in with every so often for a stress-free arcade hit. No, it doesn't make sense to me either. Maybe you feel that regular idle games are stuck in a one-time period, and you'd rather play with the entirety of evolution. Well, you're in luck,
Cool,
as
this
this
one is
biological
cool.
idler lets you do just that. You start as
Very
a single-celled organism, but by patiently tapping and waiting, you'll grow it into the future of the human race. That's right, not only do you whip
I have
past Lizard's
some
monkey
kind
in
of
the Industrial
similar
Revolution,
thing, but it's more like the player in my game would he's a Robotnik magic, I don't have the name yet, but he's like it's like the lore is like a fictional version of our reality, but it's set in the 1800 1700, and it's like in Europe when they discovered America, and there are robots, and it's some kind of magic. The character can create robots by scavenging pieces, and then you start with each piece. You make the motherboard with rocks, magic rocks, and etc. So it's some kind of similar to this, where there is some kind of evolution. Later on, he builds better robots, and the robots are is auto battler team that can die and be reconstructed. So I would put the semi like roguelike element that I don't usually like, but I can try to make it to my liking.
you'll see things crawl out of the sea and into the possible future. But to begin with,
I like this one. I will.
you'll just be practicing
What was his
and you'd
name?
run time. Maybe you feel that regular idle
Cell.
games are stuck
Cell to Singularity. So I like the evolution. I think I'm starting to having my unique key setting point. I hope you do. I hope by doing this exercise you start pinpointing unique mechanics. Mine would be like if I have to do fast description, my key selling point. Where was it? my key select point, I will put it like this. Whoops. It would be, as I said, it needs to be a mechanic, a single mechanic, and it would be crafting Robotnik, the first name of where the etymology of robot comes from. Robotnik. It was in a Russian novel. It means forced labor, and there was like a novel about mechanical beings that were called Robotnik, or a movie, I don't remember. And then Isaac Asimov took this name and reduced it to robot. Crafting Robotnik from resources found in tunnel digging prison. Robotnik are the players auto battle minions. There would be character apart, but my main mechanic. So that would be my unique selling point, and if you do my exercise and you don't end up with a good single mechanic, hit me with in the chat or email or Discord. I really want to help you and know what is blocking. I want to make a very good document, and anyone who's blocked there, please hit me. I think I will even put my email there. If you didn't manage to have a good single one like this, hit me. So now I have a bit of a good idea of what I want to do. A really good idea of my main loop. It's 1 hour in the live stream and there is 1 hour left, and I really would like to start something cool, like starting our project file, showing you how to. I think that would do, even if there are other things to look at. Maybe we can go back tomorrow and look a bit further, and maybe it would give us more ideas to add. I would add this one too. There. So let's start our project. How do you start a project in Unity? You go to your GitHub. GitHub, the issue with GitHub is that it doesn't take. It has a limit of file size, and with Unreal, it always blank project in Unreal, the map is too large for GitHub, so you would go with Azure DevOps instead. But in GitHub, it happens to me with a scope project in Unity. I add 2 large files, like I add a character with. So it is very possible that will happen with by this project. you just have to avoid pushing LFS files. If your Git says it's LFS, it's large file, you can set your GitHub to large file, but don't try to keep the file low, the size file very low, or pay like $5 a month GitHub to save your extra size. It's not as expensive, but it's still $5. Like I like that my budget is not all over the place. It's easier that way. What is this? Is this my yeah, it's my test I did in the with the testing the comment. Okay, so you go to your GitHub. I have an organization, so this is not my GitHub. It's my MeHandy's test. It's on my other browser, Safe for Work. This is my Safe for Work browser, and the other is my Not Safe for Work. So I will try to just log out maybe. Or is it so bad to have? Maybe like on Firefox it's safe, I guess. I don't know. Can I? Okay, let's go with Firefox. So create your account if you don't have one. This is version control and it's important. You might not think it is, but the faster you get used to it, the better. I can't tell you why, but I remember people not seeing people using it for the first time and not being very enchanted to use it. But you will have to. If you want to work well with other people and be prepared, especially be prepared to work well with other people, because it's version control, so it means that it saves many versions of your project, and you could go for it in the version. You can I heard people say, "Oh, I keep it on cloud, and I don't need." But in cloud, you can really go back. I heard people say, "I make folders, version folders." It's feasible, but once you are with someone else, and the other person needs to share the changes he made, then it becomes a hell. In the sense that, okay, maybe you will do it by hand, but then there is a third person in your team, and then you ask him do the merge, put your file into, and he will most likely eventually erase something that you have worked on, and you wouldn't be able to find it. You can be very careful and to avoid this, but it won't ever be as as useful as source control like GitHub. You get rid of so many problems by being ready to use GitHub, even if you don't need it right now. It's way better to start right away. Create your GitHub account and use it. And you will be very satisfied to know how to use it with me. I will teach you. If you have any question, you know what to do. There's the chat, email somewhere. You will find my email, website, Facebook. Hit me anywhere you can. I'm always open to help. So I have an organization in my GitHub you most likely want. If you don't create one, you can create one if you want. If there are limitations in them, if you don't pay, you can create your repository. You will have to. You can create it here, the green button. But I will do it in my organization for this game is for my enterprise. So it proposed me 30 days free. What it is, the member can use their own GitHub account for work within your enterprise. So if I have people working with me, I would be able to use it. But if I'm blocked, I can still put the repo on my account instead of organization. So I don't want to be bothered by this. Let me go. Let me pass. Okay. Let's create a repo in there. Repository. Update. No. Go to your personal profile. The hardest thing in Git, one of the hardest at first, is to give authorization on your computer to your, and you can find people on YouTube that will help you. Usually you would need to put the SSH key. It's one way to do it. You can do it with emails in organization. I don't think you can do this in not organization. So it's emails. You can add emails. No, but there. This is my emails. Account. No, it's not account. You see there is a free version. Sorry for that, I don't remember where it is. Where is it? Repo. They are there, my repos. Why leave? Okay, it's like it's not what I think. Yeah, don't I have an enterprise? There it is. And then go. Then you repo. Then you have to enter the name. Did we have enough votes? Why did you lock me out, face? No. Whatever. What? Oh, I was looking at the. Did you vote? I guess no one voted. Which one do we pick? Long finger cowboy. Long finger. Four finger fathers. Finger stop combo. I don't think now that I look back at them. Soul instead of lone. Soul finger like. So lone finger hero. This one. This will be the name. I don't know what this. Lone finger hero. Maybe like Soul Finger Empire. Soul Finger Empire and Soul instead of Lone. Soul instead of Lone. Can't I see the results? No. Lone Finger. Or Finger Fathers. I can't see the result. Why? But why? I did this form with my Google account. Let's check this. Let's check if it's Google Gmail. Maybe Gmail will say. I think I need to go on Google Form place. Google Form. Google Form. What? My screen. It's all my answers. Ay, ay, ay. Long Finger Hero. From Finger to Empire. I think that would be the name. From Finger to Empire. Let's add it. Not an option. Add it there. From Finger to or more like Finger to Empire. Finger Empire. Strong Finger. Strong Finger. Finger Empire. Long Finger Hero. It's not long, so it's Soul Finger. Soul Finger Hero. Soul Finger Empire. Soul Finger. Soul Finger. Soul is to attach to soul, like Soul Finger. Soul Finger. Let's do it. Soul Finger is short and stupid. Keep it short and stupid. Keep it short, stupid. Okay, let's create Soul Finger. Get up. Where are you? Soul. Project name Soul Finger. Soul Finger. Description. RPG. Idler. Auto Battler. Private. There you want git ignore. You want to search for Unity. Since it will ignore files that shouldn't be shared across the different versions in the versions control. The license will be not Creative Commons. What would be the license? What would be the license? Perplexity. So if you want to work on it and win money with me from it, that's totally a thing that I'm for. And I would like to do a contract with you, and on which we will predetermine what we need to do, what each member has to do, and we would even do a voting thing, like at the end of the project, all members vote for the percentage or return percentage that each member wins for it. So if you feel like I didn't do a good job, you can vote a smaller part for me, or if you feel like someone did a really good job, you can. And at the end, I will set up a system to vote for the, and I would do it very securely, like a physical vote. Nothing needs to be hidden. It's not like as we can see who vote for who in our team. It's more secure because everyone see, and there can't be like a hacker putting vote where it shouldn't be. On GitHub, I don't want to pro this. On GitHub, what is need a license for my commercial game. Proprietary. Proprietary. Pro. There are no pro. I think you would like have to add it yourself. Can you no, not can generate my license txt content. Now I want it pro. Private, everything is fine. Add the readme. I like readme. So finger. Now your GitHub world won't be connected on your computer. I think I would have to do I did a game dev doc a long time, like a year ago, on WordPress. I think there are help in there. I would put like in my game dev. I would need to find it, but I think there is like a setup for GitHub that I can reuse. Domain name. What is this? Oh damn! I think I would need to change my name. It's been how many years? 1 year. So it doesn't seem to be WordPress is very misleading sometimes. Okay, I have it. I think I have some Unity stuff. Oh, it's in French. I would have to translate it. I have it for that you. But I think you would need to look for a new version because this one is 2 years old and it's always evolving. So it's hard for the key setting the connecting your Git to your desktop.
Greetings, it's Maxo Diddley, and today I am going to be showing you how you can get your Unity project up onto GitHub quickly and easily.
I am showing you this because mine is already set up, so my key is set up and I think it's good.
So let's get into it. So, you have a Unity project. This one is about playing a video in WebGL, and we want to get this onto GitHub without dragging and dropping this big project all over the place. If you don't have software called GitHub Desktop, there's a link in the description below. I will be using this software to put our project onto GitHub, so make sure you have GitHub Desktop open, then go to File, go to...
You can, I will use a GitHub, Git bash, not GitHub. I didn't encourage you to use any visual interface with Git because it doesn't say the error a lot. Sometimes you will have an error and it won't say exactly. So I suggest you to use the console git bash terminal, and I will teach you how to use it.
To options and make sure you're signed into your GitHub account. Once we do that, we want to then go to File, Add Local Repository. Then we need to browse. And we're going to click on this folder because it's the folder for our Unity project.
I think the other guy is doing the better thing. The one I had.
Before we get started, if you want more content just like this,
I know this guy. I'm subscribed to him.
Sign up for my Level 2 Game Dev newsletter. Level 2 is all about helping you develop the skills needed to take your game dev hobby or career to the next level. Once a month, we'll send you a curated list of content that'll help take you on the next step of your game dev journey. If you're interested, visit the link in the description to sign up now. All right, back to my ultimate guide to setting up a Git repository for a Unity project. Step 1, initialize your repository. The first thing you need to do is initialize a repository for your project. Now, I usually do.
I did the opposite. So if you didn't create you can create it from your computer instead, but both ways are correct. It's just that this way you can have the git ignore from Unity given by GitHub, which I think is better.
Do this early on, but you can start versioning at any stage of development. For example, if you spent a few days prototyping an idea and then decided you wanted to turn it into a real project, there's nothing wrong with initializing a repository at that point. To initialize your repository, you're going to need to download and install Git. If you haven't already, grab a copy of Git from git-scm.com. Just download the installer for your platform.
Yes, this is the terminal you need to have. It's way better. You have all the error. Source tree, you won't have it. Other visual interface won't have as much detail.
Go through the installation process. Once it's installed, open it up on your desktop. It should look just like this. Before we start, we're going to use a command to navigate to our Unity project folder. Don't worry if you haven't used the command line a lot. We're only going to use a few commands and I'll walk you through each one. The first one we're going to use is cd, which stands for change directory. Let's type cd followed by the path to our Unity project folder and press enter. This is important because Git processes all commands from the context of the directory that it's currently looking at. If a command isn't working, the first thing you should do is check whether or not Git is currently looking at your Unity project folder. Now that we're in the right place, let's run a git command to verify that our repo hasn't already been initialized.
So if you did like me, what I do is that I go to where I put my project. I open a shift right click and you have Git. If you only right click there, you need to put show more option, but you can shift right click on Windows 11 and then git bash here, And then if you did the same thing as me, you would need to copy your code. If you have set your SSH key, you can copy this. If you have like set your email or set another option, you can do clone. If you don't have a link, you will not be able to push. You need a key to have the permission to push. So you can look at the video. I think he tells how to, or you can go on my get them, but it's in French. I will translate it and put it eventually in my new game dev doc. Oh, I didn't even do it. I just put his video, but I will do it eventually in my game dev doc because it's very useful to have Git, to use Git, and any kind of repository like Perforce.
Every Git command.
So I will continue just a bit. So if you have your SSH, you write git clone, then middle mouse click if you have copied the address, and then it will clone it. And then it cloned it on my projects, and it's a finger guy, Soulfinger. It's a good name. Now that I think about it, Soulfinger. Okay, now it's there, and I will open Unity. I think I will use like the iRes version of Unity, but that could be a mistake. But I will experience the mistake. New project on Unity. I just click new project. Since I'm good in graphic, I would like to. I have like the iRes version, not cinematic, high definition, URP. I don't know. I want to have control. I don't want to showcase. I don't want anything else. I would go with this one. And the version I would check before starting this. The last version. The last LTS version. It's the secure. I don't remember LTS what it stands for, but when you do versions, long-term support, it is that if you need support, this version will have long-term support. That means that if later on you stay with this version and on your project don't update it, or if you update it, you go on another LTS version, then you will always have support from Unity. They won't discontinue support. So I would just want to check if I have the last LTS. It's usually you don't want to update during production or development. you want a version and you don't move from it as much as possible, because an update is it takes sometimes it can take a lot of time, and you don't want to lose time somewhere else than the development of your game. It's very bad when it occurs. So the 6 is LTS. I want to do the 6. When installing, you need to be sure to what you want to add to it. I don't want to do Android. I don't want to do, this one. This. I don't want the dedicated support. Don't want documentation. And I won't use a server. It won't be online. What else? This is important. This I don't know. I think I think there is some kind of error checking in results though, but I'm not sure. I will be going to my friend's live stream, continuing this. So in about 15 minutes or less. While it's installing, I will continue our video for those who are doing this.
And starts with the word git and is followed by an action and sometimes one or more options. The status command outputs the status of your repository. So go ahead and type in git space status and hit enter. You should get a message that says fatal, not a git repository. Good. Now we know that a repository hasn't already been initialized. Let's initialize one now using the init command. Type in git space init and hit enter. This time, you should get a message that says initialized empty git repository. We successfully initialized our git repository. Let's run git status again so we can get some information about the state of our new repo. We can see the name of the active branch and all the files that aren't currently being tracked, which is the whole project at the moment. Before we track any files, we need to do 2 more things. Step 2, configure git LFS. Game projects generally have a lot of big files. You've got textures, 3D models.
Yeah, that's important. But the git ignore is important too.
Audio files, and a bunch of other assets.
If you follow his guide, you can get the git. I don't know if he will talk about the git ignore there.
That tend to consume a lot of space.
But there are files you can find. You can find the git ignore from GitHub.
The problem is that Git wasn't built to handle files larger than 100 megabytes. In fact, that is the size limit for any one file that you can push to a Git repository. Luckily, we have access to a tool called Git LFS, or Git Large File Storage. Git LFS replaces large files with text pointers, so we can store the file contents on a remote server. We need to configure a repository to use it, so let's do that now. If you haven't already, download Git LFS and install it on your computer. Once it's ready, restart Git and navigate back to your Unity project folder. Now, let's run the command git LFS install.
I will do it because I too would need it. So if you did what I did and created and cloned it, you git bash here in your project, not outside, because the first box that cloned the project was outside the project. Don't forget. Git install LFS.
We should get a message.
Oh, it's the opposite. Git LFS install.
That says git LFS initialized. Perfect. Next, we want to tell Git which files we want it to track in large file storage. The command for that is git LFS track followed by either a path to a specific file or a file extension if we want to track files of a specific type. Let's go with that option, using Photoshop files as an example. Type in git LFS track followed by star.psd in quotes, and then hit enter. All right.
If you think you will add your Photoshop file, you can do this. There are commands to see what you are tracking. You can remove things from there.
Let's run git status, and we can see that the command has generated a new untracked file called git attributes. The git attributes file tells Git which files or file types to track using large file storage. So instead of running the git LFS track command for each file in our project, we can just overwrite our git attributes file with one that's already filled with the file types that are most commonly used in Unity development. I left a link to that git attributes file in the description of this video.
I will just, let's copy is git attribute. I will do the same command just to generate it.
Extension if we want to track files of a specific type. Let's go with that option, using Photoshop files as an example. Type in git LFS track followed by star.psd in quotes.
Okay. In quotes.
And then hit enter.
A little trick, you can use the arrow key to go up and remove install and right drag. Get used to this because it's very helpful. PSD just to generate it, and then we'll get is git attribute, in the command git attribute. There is a ignore. I don't know if it's up to date. I don't know how different it is from. I will check. I will put it there. Git attribute 2. You can do like, I don't know if I have a meld. It's a meld is a software to check the DEFF. It's a free software. You can see the difference between two files. So let's go to my project. Finger, get the ignore. Let's see if it's different from the one in this that he did in. I put in the download. It's not the best tool, Mel, but it's one of the good tools. I just picked the one that was open source and secure to me. I am not sure. I checked the GitHub, the stars, and okay, it's almost the same. There is one difference, it seems. Build APK ABB Unity packages. I have Unity package.meta. I think maybe it didn't exist back when he did this. He did this. So pick the one that you can find on GitHub. If you search for this blob, you can check this link. It's the same as him. I think he copied it, and it was like previous version that he didn't update. Should have put this link instead. I think that's what I will do in my doc. So, and the attribute, I will put it, of course, there is just like, I want to append this with Notepad++ always. So one way to do it, you do open with and Notepad++ and always. The git ignore too with, because Notepad++ is faster than, let's say, VS Code, and the files that you want to not necessarily open VS Code to open them, or Visual Studio, open it with this. So we have our PSD there. Let's open the download one. So I will be soon going over the bench live stream. So if you want to support me, there is my Patreon in the description below. I will give one-on-one session if you are interested. And there are the tip platform. I don't know why you put the FBX in there. Oh yeah, it's not an ignore file. This is just the LFS. So when you put the large, a file that will most likely be large, it will do the right thing. It would tell GitHub that it's a large file that it needs. But if the file is very, very large, too large for GitHub, GitHub will ask you to pay or delete it. And sometimes it's hard to roll back the tracking, and it's a pain in the ass. I had some trouble with it. I transferred my project on Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps. So let's continue. Unity, is it ready? Ready. Let's create. I will create my project on the side. I will do the same thing as this.
All right, let's run git status. And we can see that the command has generated a new untracked file called git attributes. The git attributes file tells Git which files or file types to track using large file storage. So instead of running the git lfs track command for each file in our project, we can just overwrite our git attributes file with one that's already filled with the file types that are most commonly used in Unity development. I left a link to that git attributes file in the description of this video. Now, anytime you push a file with the type that's listed here, Git will automatically store it using large file storage, and you don't have to worry about managing your file sizes. All right, we're almost ready to start tracking files, but there's one more thing we have to do. Step 3, ignore files that shouldn't be tracked. The command for telling Git to begin tracking a file is git space add, followed by the path to the file. Let's try it out using a README file as an example. Type touch space readme.md and then press enter. Touch is a command for creating files. If we run git status, we can see that our README file has been created and added to the list of untracked files. Let's tell Git to start tracking it by running the command git space add space readme.md.
Just wait a minute.
The file is git space add, followed by the path to the file. Let's try it out using a README file as an example.
Before going and doing the add, I will do my project. I will do a HDRP. It's the high definition. I'm not sure if it's a mistake. I know it's heavier. I had an experience of it, but I will do it. I prefer to not. I prefer to disinstall the 3D stuff or do a project. I will do this and do the git add. So it's already ready. It's already open. Oh, it's there. So let's the video a bit
Example,
more.
type touch space readme.md and then press enter. Touch is a command for creating files. If we run git status, we can see that our readme file has been created and added to the list of untracked files. Let's tell Git to start tracking it by running the command git space add space readme.md. Now, git status shows that the file is being tracked, meaning that Git will be aware of any changes that we make to it. We need to track the rest of the files in our project, but adding each file manually like this would take way too long. Luckily, there's a way to add all of our project files at once. We just need to use the -a option when we run git add, and all of our untracked files will be added to Git automatically. But
this, I will say, you can use it.
Don't do that just yet. The problem with this approach is that there are some files that Git shouldn't be tracking. Files that contain settings for your specific environment, and files that are generated by Unity, like logs and builds, could cause your project to break if you tried to access the repository on another computer. That's why Git has a mechanism for ignoring files that you don't want it to track. Let's try it out now by telling Git to ignore the Unity-generated logs folder. First, we need to create a .gitignore file. Enter the command touch space .gitignore, and then open the new file in a text editor. I'll use vi. Each line in gitignore represents a path to a file or folder that Git will not track. The logs folder lives in the root, so we can ignore it by entering /logs/. Now,
this is vi is Vim. It's a Linux text editor, and it will open sometime in Git when you have merges. And to quit it, you do like comma. I don't remember the name in English. 2.wq, and it will quit Vim. You can look at Vim commands. And Git and WQ. There are other ways to quit, but this is one of them.
Now let's save the file, run git status, and we can see that the logs folder no longer appears in the untracked files list, meaning Git is now ignoring it. As you can probably imagine, there are a bunch of files that we're going to want to add to gitignore, but we have the same problem as we had before. Adding them manually would take way too much time. Fortunately, again, the work has already been done for us. I've added a link in the description to a gitignore file that was created specifically for Unity projects. It contains entries for all of Unity's generated folders like logs, library, and temp, along with entries for files generated by various third-party tools like,
as I said, it misses a meta file in its version,
Visual Studio and Writer, and a few other files that just shouldn't be tracked. Let's overwrite our existing .gitignore file with this one here on GitHub. Now, when we run git status, we can see that Git is only aware of a handful of files, which takes us to our final steps.
Want to know the
So my Unity is almost done. It will, the beginning is always long, but my computer is powerful, so it might be fast for you, but this can take a very long time. So everything's there. The issue with HDRP and URP is that when you have assets, you will have to convert them, and sometimes it's hard to convert them all to HDRP. So if you prefer, you can stick with URP. It's the old system. So my Git is ready. I will save my scene and go to my Git if you have done the same thing as me. Git status every time. You always do Git status to see what's going on. It's like your visualizer. So I have only this, so I will do git add, and instead of the a like this, you can do just it's the same thing. It doesn't do exactly the definition of what they're doing is not exactly the same, but it does the same thing at the end of the line. It is not finished, but it's just adding it. I will watch the video.
Step 4. Track your project and make your initial commit. With git lfs and .gitignore properly configured, we can now begin tracking our project. Let's do that now by running the git add command with the -a option. Now, let's check git status. Perfect. Our project files are staged and ready to be committed. We can do that by running the command git space commit -am and initial commit in quotes. This tells Git that we want to commit.
You can click /m. You don't need the A.
All staged files with the message initial commit. To verify that it worked, we can use a different command called log. Type git log and hit enter, and this should verify that our commit has been logged. Nice. Bonus step, rename master to main. This is a bonus step that, if possible, should be done before you push your repository to the cloud. For the longest time, the default branch in most Git repositories was named master, but this language is problematic. And as the tech industry continues to become more inclusive, many developers agree that it should be replaced whenever possible. Thankfully, it's very easy to change the name of our default branch to something that's more culturally sensitive. So let's do that now. We just need to run one command. Type git branch -m master and then main and hit enter.
This
there,
is
much better.
Not the case anymore.
We've just renamed.
I think it doesn't name it master. I would just check to be sure. It's not the case anymore. Let's go to to my Git. It was there. So now it's always main. It doesn't name them master anymore.
Master to main.
And
we're almost done. Step 5, push your repository to the cloud. This final step is optional. Like most game developers, I go through a lot of prototypes. My hard drive is filled with Unity projects that will never see the light of day, but I still set up a repository for each one of them. Having a local.
So if you did the same thing as me, now git status, and everything is ready. You just do git push. You might have like something to error if you don't have connected it well. And mine is okay because it my account. Oh, I think I forgot the commit. Git commit. If you did git commit. Why do I forget when someone is watching? M is commit. M. What is wrong with my keyboard? Okay, commit M in initial commit. The name you put in the commit message is important. Be detailed for yourself because you will be able to search your commit by the name. When you have an error or something going on badly, you want to have go back to a version that worked well before, and you want to know when something wrong was put in, and the more you are explicit with the change that you put in, and the shorter the amount of changes you put in, the better. So you need to commit very often with small increases, very small, the smallest you can, and with a name that explain well what is the changes you put in. And you try to it's hard to not push every small increment very hard. I sometimes don't do it by just bad habits, but I don't work in teams, so I'm trying to make it. Everyone is always trying to. It is better to try, but like my document right now, I did a large commit, the last one in my doc, and So it's not very problematic since I'm alone, but it's a bad habit. Because I wanted to translate it once it's over, but it's okay. So now I can push. Now that I have my commit done, you middle mouse you can select and middle mouse click and it will copy it right away in the text I input. Now I can push it, it compresses, it uploads the big object. I hope that the GitHub is not too chilly on we say I don't know if you say that in English. Chilly on someone who is scared to have a large file. Is he scared to have the large file of a blank project in Unity like he is with Unreal? I don't think so. It's starting to be big. I'm scared.
Local Git repository can be invaluable. When your project is being version controlled, development is more flexible because you can create branches to test out ideas, and it's safer because you can use past commits to recover if your project breaks or if the code becomes too unwieldy. But there are some times when you want to push your repository to the cloud. For example, I like to work out of a coffee shop every now and again to get a change of scenery, and it's nice to be able to access the project that I'm currently working on from my laptop. The more obvious use case, though, is when you're working on a team. Even if it's only you and just one other game developer, source control is a great way to share a project and increase visibility on what's being done, along with a long list of other benefits. There are lots of places where you can host a Git repository on the web, but GitHub is the one that's probably the most widely used. So let's push our repository there. If you haven't already, go ahead and create a GitHub account. Then, once you've logged in, click on the New Repository button that's located on the home page. From here, you'll be able to fill in the repository's name, set its visibility, and tick off a few initialization options. When you're happy with the setup, click the Create Repository button. Your hosted repository is now ready to go, but we still need to connect it to the local one. To do that, we need to grab the repository link, which we can find at the top of the repository's landing page. We're going to use it to update the remote origin of the local repository so it knows where to push your changes. So go ahead and copy it to your clipboard. Now, back in the Git command line tool, make sure you're still located in the root of your Unity project folder and run the command git remote add origin followed by the link to your hosted repo. The only thing left to do now is push your code. Run the command git push -u origin main. You should get back some information about the push, and when you refresh your repository page on GitHub, you should see all of your project files securely hosted in the cloud. Congratulations, you successfully set up a Git repository for your Unity project. If you have any questions or would like to know more about working with Git and Unity, let me know by leaving a comment down below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Infallible Code. Also, don't forget to sign up for the Level 2 Game Dev newsletter. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next video.
So that will be it. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow. Don't forget to give a like, subscribe, or if you want to support me, there is my Patreon in the description below and in YouTube. I forget to check the chat, but that will be it for tonight, and thank you again. See you.